for all of my sisters that are joining with by the replay. Um, Welcome. Happy Monday. Um, I was just telling the sisters that are live for this morning's practice that I'm um, out of sorts because I'm physically just did some time traveling in an airplane, and I'm on the other side of the world now. And I think this is the perfect place to be for a morning practice like this because I was thinking about what to share. Can everybody hear me okay? And the music is okay. I was thinking about what to share for our last, I can't believe January, it's already finished. This month has gone by so fast. Our last 3 deep breath practice, I always think about what is the message that what am I practicing today? Like what's true for me? And I think exactly where we are is always the truest message. And I was thinking as I pulled myself out of bed after 4 hours of sleep, and my body is not sure what time zone it's in. It's still, and I take medication in the morning on Paris time. So I was trying to do the math in my, do I skip? Do I, so if you have anything that is very human and very time based, and with work and with medication and with cycles and bodies, this human body keeps us in a very linear place. And so I was thinking about what I wanted to share this evening for you, Suha and Layla. And Layla, I'm so happy that we have our session after this because I can't wait to see you and to touch base with you. um, I was thinking about this idea of how we are 100% human and 100% divine. And I think I want to start today's practice with that reminder because I work with myself a lot. I'm on this healing journey myself, and I work with lots of sisters and my beloved and all the people around me and my family. And I think for me, what's true for me is that when I fall out of my spiritual path and I have a very human moment, I can feel really guilty about that, or I can be really hard on myself about that. Like I lost my shit on the airplane, for example, because the woman behind us was being a total, you know what. And I was thinking about this, like if you hold yourself to a high standard in a spiritual place all the time, then you're missing half of the experience. Maybe some people would argue you're missing the whole experience here in this lifetime, which is to be in this human body and to be on airplanes with other humans who are doing what they do on airplanes. And traveling is a real test of how human you can be, and with how much grace and how much forgiveness and how much compassion. And that's where the spiritual part of you comes in. When you do lose yourself, lose your spiritual self, you lose your compassion for the sister. She was a woman, so it's like I like to think of all women as sisters. In that moment, I lost my spiritual connection to myself. I lost the love that I am, and I became very human, and I reacted in a very human way. And as I was sitting with that, and where I'm guiding lots of women right now, is this reminder that we are human and we are divine in the same exact moment, in the same exact experience in this life. And when we have these moments of being very human, it's how much love can we pour into that moment for ourselves. How much forgiveness can we give ourselves? How much grace can we give ourselves? How much understanding can we give ourselves? And boy, did I give myself a lot of understanding because the woman was being really, really, really difficult. In those situations, it might be easier. And so I want to just ask a question into the circle today for those of you that are watching the replay and the sisters that are here live. If we are indeed 100% human and 100% divine, this, whatever you call the divine, whether it's the God part of you or the sacred part of you, this holy part of you, this part of you that's never ending, right? This part of you that is never ending. If that's true, are you spending as much time practicing connecting to both parts? Because that's the question. That's the thing that I'm going to meditate on today. I'm moving my body and I'm working and I'm collecting things and I'm learning a lot and I'm healing and I'm doing a lot of physical things in this human lifetime as I am in this human body. Am I also doing the same amount of effort to connect with my spiritual self, with this other 100%? And I think that's what this practice does for us. This practice gives us a moment to come into our center, to connect with this part of ourselves that we maybe don't talk to or connect with otherwise. That's my hope anyway. And it's a really short practice. We only have 30 minutes together, and I very rarely use the whole 30 minutes, and very probably never use the after the 30 minutes, because I'm just being guided by spirit here. So I use what time I need. I want us to drop in today into these physical bodies, which give us this beautiful luxury of connecting to the spirit that we are, in all kinds of ways. Like, if I hadn't lost myself on the plane, it wouldn't have been an opportunity to come, like, to connect to my spirit. So you see how it's all interconnected. We have these bodies where we lose our tempers. We have these bodies where we feel incredible desire. We have these bodies where we feel pain and suffering, and these are the opportunities to bring us closer to the spirit part of us. So let's find ourselves in a comfortable seated position. Or I'm on a seat, I'm on a chair today, but I'm feeling like in February I'm gonna come to you from the beach so you can hear the water medicine, now that I'm here close to the ocean. But find yourself in a comfortable seated position. And we're just gonna close our eyes as we come into the practice. And this is the very first Suhai. I saw how I'm the same way when I'm guided. I close my eyes immediately because I know exactly where I want to go. And so if you feel like, okay, I'm ready for this, then it'll be easier to drop into your center. But let's just come into our center, into this physical body. Let's just be grateful for this physical body in this moment, and just connect with our physical body. So, wherever you are in this world, in this physical plane, in this physical life that we get to share, which is also a luxury, like, what an honor that is, right? To be sitting in circle with each other in this virtual way, with technology. But wherever you are in your physical surroundings and in your physical body, this is the first part of the practice, is really arriving in your body to do the practice. And so first we arrive in this physical space, and see if as you arrive in the physical space, you can somehow, and the first step to this is closing your eyes, like, just remove everything around you. I know Cindy's going to be really hard to remove because you can feel her energy in the space, and maybe we can feel the energy of everything in our spaces, but you can feel her heart, and you can feel her breath, and you can maybe hear her. So if you have a living creature in your space, human or otherwise, that will take a little bit of extra effort, right? To come away from that energy and to come into your center. And I love that. That's a testament to how connected we are to every living creature. And sometimes we feel that way about inanimate objects. So if you're sitting in a space that has a lot of things, or if you're sitting next to your journal that has a to-do list, sometimes these things can make it hard for us to come into our center too. So see if you can first just come into your center, and I'm going to make the music really low so that makes it easier. You're just hearing my voice. Come into your physical body, and that by that I mean notice your body in a way you haven't yet today. Notice where there are tingles, notice where there's any tightness, notice where you might be open or closed. And if your shoulders need a little opening, or your heart needs a little bit of opening, or your belly, if your pants are too tight, let your belly out. If your hips are feeling a little bit sore, find a new position. This is the first way that we come into, arrive in the practice, as we come into our body. And this is the first 100% that we are in most of the time. Layla's in it brilliantly as she dances, and she does pole, and she does hoop, and she is doing back bends and splits and animal vinyasa and adventures, and now she's swimming with just floaties in open water. Like, this is so beautiful. These are beautiful ways to connect with this human body. And so be grateful for this body. Maybe say a little prayer, a little gratitude for a part of your body that you love. And maybe think about a part of your body that you don't really like, or that you wish was different. And send some love to that part of you too. you're not exactly the shape or the size or the color or the certain way that I want you to be, but I love you because you're mine. And now, as we're in the body and we've sorted out how we feel about it, let us come into some silence. So, we're moving into the second part of this practice. And this is where I invite you to connect with the parts of you that might be 100% spirit. And how I know that I've connected to this part of me is I start to feel. I start to feel what's in there. I start to feel any overwhelm or sadness, heaviness, joy. So our emotions are the first place. It brings us straight into the heart. And the heart is the place where love, the love that we are, the spirit that we are, that's where it is. So if you can connect to your heart, and the quickest way to do that is to ask yourself how you feel in this moment. And remember, from the vault practice, we're not attaching to any of these feelings. These feelings don't define us. These feelings just help us to guide us into this deeper part, this spiritual part of us, this 100% spirit part of us. And the second step is the reason why I think most people don't do this practice, because this is the really difficult part. It's sitting in silence with yourself. And why we do this is because we want to create a conversation with this part of us so that we can hear how we feel, so that we can hear how we're doing, so that we can hear God, maybe, so that we can hear our truth, so we can hear a part of us that needs some love or attention, maybe our inner child or a wounded part of us or a past or present or future part of us. And there's nothing to do in this moment. It's just coming into this part of us, this beautiful spiritual part of us. This is the practice. This is the gold and the treasure of the practice. If you can come to this place and just be with yourself, that's it. So we're just going to spend 1 minute here, and then I'm going to guide us through our deep breaths. So the breath is a self-paced breath now, but just start to notice your breath. Be in awe of this beautiful breath that has its own rhythm. It works for you without you even trying. It's so beautiful and so essential. Now, as you come deeper into this heart of yours, see if you can become more intentional with the breaths. Just notice the inhales and the exhales. And if you need to take a big, deep cleansing breath before we do our 3 breaths together, it might sound like this. This is a perfect time as you're descending into this part of you. If there's anything weighing on your heart, or if you have any questions or need guidance, if you're not sure about something, this is a perfect, perfect, perfect place and time to just offer the question. And sometimes quick answers come in feelings or intuition, or maybe we hear somebody talking to us in this space. And sometimes the answers come after the practice. But if there's a question or a thought that you want to leave in this sanctuary of you for today, and try not to think about it too much. It should just come to you quickly. What should I do about this? Or how do I do this? Or I can't do this anymore. Can you help me? These are perfect examples. And sometimes when I don't have a question, I just sit and I say, I'm here and I'm listening. And my heart is wide open to whatever it is that I'm supposed to hear and feel and do and be. And now let's take our 3 deep breaths together from this place. Take a big inhale through your nose and hold it for just a second. And when you're ready, a full deep inhale out your or exhale out your mouth. And in these breaths, just notice if it takes you deeper into yourself. Notice if it slows your heart rate down. Notice if it gives you some space, some peace, some freedom, some connection. We're using the breath as a tool to connect more deeply with this part of us. And the second big inhale through your nose, holding it at the top, and a big round exhale out your mouth. And see with this last exhale or inhale and exhale if you can match the inhale to the exhale. And if you want to add the mantra with each breath, I soften, you can do that, or you can just focus on your center and your question. Take a big inhale through your nose and a big exhale out your mouth. Now just returning the breath to your normal pace. For me, it feels like coming home. And some days it's easier, and some days it's not. Strong or soft, wild or serene, wherever breath flows, there is song. Hear its whisper touching behind the face, singing in the throat, dancing spirals in the sanctuary of your heart. In this practice of listening, a moment may come when you just want to lie down. This is a doorway. Surrender. Fall into the wide open embrace of life. You are the instrument, breath, is playing. All meditations you have ever loved are vibrating in this luxurious hum, continuing even in sleep and dreams. This is your school, just you and infinity. The texture of the self is untamed freedom. None of this would be possible without this body. The breath is breathing you. The breath is a song in this instrument, behind your face, in your throat, in your lungs, in your belly, in your entire body, animated with the breath. From this inner place of you, if there's a person that you love, call them into your heart right now. This person that you love dearly, just imagine them sitting in front of you. And maybe imagine saying to them, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from harm and free from suffering. And may my life touch your life for the better. When we do this from this heart place of us, it feels so different. Can you feel the difference when you come into your center and you offer love to someone that you love? It's so different than when it's coming from the physical body part of you. If that's giving you a tingle, maybe meditate on that today. I invite you to think about somebody who's giving you a little bit of grief in this moment, somebody that maybe feels like the woman on the plane, a stranger that you don't know, someone that broke your heart, someone that's nearby or maybe not so nearby, someone that's caused you trauma or pain or suffering. And if you can, in this moment, from this heart place of you, this spirit place of you, if you can call them into your space and sit before them, and maybe they're not sitting as close to you as the person that you love, that's okay. And just look at them. And if you can, say to them, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from harm and free from suffering. And may my life touch your life for the better. And that is a real, real, real love right there. That feels very different. And oftentimes we can't do that from any other place but from this spirit part of us. The ego doesn't want us to forgive. The ego doesn't want us to love someone that's hurt us. The body keeps space. The heart, in the heart it's love, it's all love. And you just transmuted that pain into love in an instant. And now if you can just imagine your heart, imagine your body, imagine your entire life, imagine you, and you're sitting across from yourself. Maybe it's this whole healed and holy part of you. Maybe it's a past you. Maybe it's a little you. Maybe it's a future you. Whatever you want to call into your practice in this moment and sit across from. Look at this you of you. And if you can, say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from harm and free from suffering. And may I get out of your way. May we work together. May my life touch your life for the better. May I know how worthy I am. May I know how unique I am. May I know how special I am. May I know how wounded I am and how that makes me so beautiful, so unique. I love you to the person that I love. I love you to the person that I can't stand, and I love you to myself. 3 deep breaths in those places, if this inspires you. Bringing your hands to heart center with the soft bow of your head. I love coming to this place with sisters, this place within each of us that exists, and it's the same place in all of us. There's so much pain and suffering in the world because we want to see the outside shell of this place and we want to focus on how different it looks. But when we come into this place that's in you, Suha, this place that's in you, Jackie, this place that's in you, Layla, and all the sisters watching the replay, this place that's in me, when we're here together, we're one. And it feels so good. May you be able to connect to this place easily and often. Namaste. I love you, sisters. Happy Monday. Sending you some California love and lots of deep breaths and remembering that you're spirit and human. All right, Jackie, I'm going to connect with you later today. I feel like I'm on it because I want to know what your answer is about the king work. Layla, I'll see you in just a little bit. Sue, I'll see you on Wednesday. I can't wait in our circle. Okay. Thanks for being here live with me. I love you. Have a great day. Ciao.